Hello, welcome to Kent Beer Reviews. Right, another pumpkin beer. I'm doing these just before Halloween. Time you see them, it will be. I purchased this beer from AlesByMail. Only took a couple of days. Really good. Quite impressed. This is all the way from America. I've done no research, so you'll have to bear with me. It's out of hang on. It's from the Flying Dog Brewery. It's their Gourd standard pumpkin ale. It's coming in at a fairly big 6.7% ABV. There's their bottle cap. I've not had anything from Flying Dog before, which I'm really kind of surprised about. Not even before I was doing beer reviews. So this is my first beer from them, and it's a pumpkin beer. But to be honest with you, it's a style of beer that I'm not very used to. So yeah, it's it's going to be interesting beer for me to try. I mean, especially at this kind of percentage. It's in a 12 fluid ounce bottle. It's in a 55ml. Best before date. It's the 10th of August 2016. So yeah, I should have done some research really. I don't even know what state they're out of, which I do, but I just can't think at the moment. Anyway, it's a pumpkin ale brewed with pumpkin puree and spices. So crack this one open. Stop gum beating like I have been lately. It's not going everywhere. I've not got any Flying Dog beer caps. I've gone for a Duval glass to try and enhance the spicy aromas and the pumpkin aromas. Just try and generate a little bit of head. This is going to be kind of interesting for me, because I know the Americans, they're really quite big on these pumpkin beers, unlike us over in the UK, which I think is starting to change now. So yeah, it's an interesting bottle as well. So let's get an aroma on this one then. 2 finger head. I've got to say, it's quite murky, like a ruby. Well, I won't say ruby, but pumpkin colour basically. There's some floaties around in this. There's a little bit lighter at the bottom of the glass, but it's quite murky. Anyway, let's get an aroma. The spices are a little bit subdued. It's more pumpkin-esque. Slightly kind of mellow. There's some spices there. The more I'm sniffing it, the more I'm just starting to pick at these aromas out. It's definitely more pumpkin forward than spice. Anyway, let's give it a try. Cheers. Wow. I'm going to go again. You're picking up more, you're picking up a little bit more alcohol than the other pumpkin beer I've just done. You're going to, I suppose, to a degree, but then there's a style of beer I'm not used to, so I don't know what to expect. At the end of the day, it is it's a 6.7%. It's quite a full-bodied beer Mouthfeel is, it's broad drawn on the edge of thick. There is particles floating around in that, whether that's yeast or whether that is actually partly, you know, there's bits of pumpkin actually in it. Like, I mean, it says puree on the bottle. There's a slight dryness to the beer, very slight. There's a kind of a sweet, not sweet, but a dry back end, a dry bitterness, shall I say. I don't know what the IBUs are. I've not done any research. I've just got it out of the fridge, boom. So, out of Frederick MD. I should have done research. MD, whatever state that is in America. There's probably quite a lot of you shouting at the screen now. Yeah, you got it wrong again. But you know, oh well. I'm kind of used to that, being wrong. But anyway, I'll put this down in the description bar below. It's generally about the beer. As I say, I know it's from America. So, anyway, spices are there. Cinnamon, maybe a little bit of nutmeg, possibly paprika, I'm not sure. But the pumpkin is really kind of overriding the spices more in this beer. There's a nice dry bitterness at the end. It's very pleasant. As I say, it's a style of beer that I'm not too used to it, you know, to be fair. I've generally gone for my bitters, my IPAs, my pales, my pours and my stouts, to be honest with you. Pumpkin beers, even Christmas beers. I haven't had a lot of Christmas beers before. I've had a few that you can get everywhere, but Christmas beers and pumpkin beers, as I say, maybe that'll change in the following few years, but no, it's a nice change up. It's got a decent amount of carbonation, not you can see it. The head's gone right down there, just leaving a nice layer with a little bit of lacing on my side of the glass. Very pleasant. As for a rating then, given it's not my style, it's still pretty nice. Nice kind of, it's got a little bit of warming, you know, sensation going on. Probably from the alcohol more than the spicy kick. So yeah, rating is 7 out of 10 for me. 7 out of 10 from me. If you've had this beer before, I'm sure a lot of you may have done in America, but maybe a few in the UK as well. I picked this bottle up from AlesByMail. I don't know if they've still got it in stock. I checked the other day and I couldn't find it on their website, so maybe they are out of stock. So yeah, check AlesByMail out for future pumpkin beers next year. Yeah, decent. So if you've had it before, put your comments down. Please subscribe. Cheers.